Yeah, I think obviously coming back off a tough road trip, we asked obviously in Houston that we find a way to win. It wasn't our best performance. We know that there's lots of areas we need to improve, but extremely proud of the group in terms of getting going on a road, tough conditions, and getting a result. It shows that we're growing. We know that this Saturday is going to be a very different test. Gotham are coming off a back of a 3-0 good win. They like to play. They're a good team. They've got players that can hurt you, but at the same time, we've got incredible players in our locker room that can hurt them. So we need to focus on us. We're going into the game off the back of a win too. We need to build on that now in terms of momentum, and make sure that we go out there. We're going to have our home fans behind us, which gives us an advantage. And if they can get behind us and we can give them something to cheer early on, we're looking forward to. Listen, it's our first ever regular season home game, so it's something to be very excited about.
Great, Alicia, we'll start with you. Thank you very much. Hi, Casey. Thank you for your time today.
No worries.
Wanted to ask about the attack. Last week, it seemed like the starting unit kind of struggled to really find a rhythm. So is that something that you all have been working on to see that maybe you don't have to rely on the substitutes off the bench to
Yeah.
win the game every time?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we are heavily relying on our game changers. It's great that they're coming on and changing the game, but we want to make sure that we get our forwards in the game earlier on. We didn't maintain possession enough, if I'm honest. We didn't recognise the spaces we could exploit, where we could get our forwards on the ball. And we were a little bit too slow in possession to give them time and space. So it is definitely something we've looked at this week, how we can get closer connections around the ball, how we can get our forwards in the game early. And I think at home, we will definitely do that. And we need to be better in possession. We need to control the game more, and that'll allow us to get our forwards more in the game.
One more from me. Has the COVID outbreak passed, or is that something that's still going on?
Fingers crossed. I don't like to speak, but we're okay at the moment. So, yeah, we are where we are, and COVID's not going anywhere. Fortunately, the league has changed the rules as well around the testing policy, so that might give us a little bit of breathing space.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Great. Tom, you're up next.
Coach, I know you're
Hey.
focused on this game. I'm sort of asking a bigger picture on your feelings and thoughts on long-term success of soccer in San Diego with your team and the women's league. How optimistic are you and why?
I think the crowds have been really. Listen, we've sold out every home game, so that's something to be really optimistic about in terms of soccer here in San Diego. We obviously train here a rich culture of soccer, and I've never seen anything like it in England, in terms of the amount of girls playing the game. So the optimism is very high. I think the NWSL, you look at the crowds across the league last weekend, Angel City obviously getting what they got as well. So I think we all have to be optimistic, and not just about soccer in San Diego and America, across the world. You look at the crowds that people are getting, and the teams are getting in the Champions League across women's soccer, and there's a real thirst for the women's game. We've got a huge tournament in England this year in terms of the Euros. There's going to be obviously a World Cup coming up. So much optimism, and the game is just going from strength to strength.
Thank you.
Great. We'll move over to some questions in person. Go ahead. Two balls on the mic.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Could you speak about those game changers that you have coming off the bench and how complete and full the squad is moving into this first home game and into the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think we're really happy with the availability of our squad for this weekend. Our game changers have been huge. You look at the goal we score, it's a game changer to a game changer to a game changer in terms of cross, header and goal. So, yeah, it's massive. And I said last weekend to them, it doesn't happen if the starting 11 don't grind that team down and the game changers don't come on with that mentality to come on and make an impact. So they've done that week in, week out. They're always ready. They're always engaged. And that's why we train week in, week out. And it's not just about those that get on the pitch. It's about those that don't manage minutes too. It's about how they prepare the team every single day. So, we try and create a culture where everybody's important. And I think that's showing on the pitch. And what we want to do is make sure that we potentially take control of games earlier, and we're not relying on them, but they are making a big difference to us.
Are there any updates on Abby Doncaster when we get to see her maybe on Saturday?
She's fit.
Jerry, go ahead.
Hi,
Hi.
Coach. How are you? Are there any matchups for this coming weekend that you expect
expect to be particularly challenging or interesting in terms of players?
Yeah,
One or
they've got danger players, Monahan, Purse, they've got pace in their front line that, can hurt us if we're not in the right start positions and we don't defend. We need to defend higher up better, if I'm honest. We need to stay more compact in moments and be harder to break down. But, we kept a clean sheet for the first time last weekend, so that's a real positive for us. We need to build on that now. They're a good team. Scott's a good coach. He'll have them playing through the thirds, and we'll need to make sure that we're compact. We deny them spaces, but also, we know where the spaces are to exploit against them. And we know where we can hurt them.
how would you compare coaching here in the U.S. for the NWSL versus England in terms of the atmosphere, the fans, the organizations?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The fact that we've sold out on all home games, the atmosphere is incredible. Put it this way, in England, if I gave a message onto the pitch, it was heard. You can't hear yourself think, let alone players hear you give instructions. So, yeah, it's brilliant. They get behind the team. They support the team throughout the 90 minutes, and they create a really good atmosphere. So it is different. I would argue it's quite slightly more stressful because it's more transitional. There's a lot more control of the ball in the English game. But also that's very exciting if you're a fan.
And then, what would you tell fans who haven't yet purchased season tickets? How do you think the people in location can get even more involved? This probably isn't a question for you, but when can we get our kits?
It's a good question. Not one I can answer about the kits, unfortunately. My kids want one too, so when I find out, I'll let you know. But I think in terms of getting season tickets, get them now because they're going to sell out. Get behind the team, come and make sure that I think that we're going to create something this community can be really proud of. So let's be part of it from the start and come on this journey with us.
All right, one final question. With all the negativity in some of the different clubs across the country, how do you specifically, or what approach do you take specifically to make sure each player feels welcome, included, and help their, from a mental health standpoint, I guess?
Yeah, listen, I've heard a lot of stories from the players and from the press, and I can only be authentically me, and I won't be anyone else, and that is me leading by example, showing that I make mistakes, having vulnerability, showing that I care for every single one of them. And I say to them every week, I'll care, I'll show. It doesn't mean they're going to play every week, but it doesn't mean that they're not a person and a human being that we look after. Underneath that athlete is a person, and that's the person we need to see first, look after them, make sure that they're getting coached, make sure they're getting value, make sure they can come and knock on my office door at any time and have a conversation, and that they're seen and that they're heard and they're coached differently. They're allowed to make mistakes here. They don't fear making mistakes here, because I believe that's where the biggest growth happens. So, I'll continue to do that, and when I'm not doing it, I expect them to hold me to a higher standard, as I would hold them to a higher standard if they weren't doing what was required of them.
Thank you very much.
No worries. Mm.
How often do you and the girls kind of talk about how you're feeling?
We've obviously had instances in pre-season where we've had to face that head on. I'm not afraid of mental health. I've had help myself, so it's really important that there's no stigma around it, that the door is always open, that it's an open conversation. And I just say to them, it's okay not to be okay. We've all had periods of our life where we've had moments where we've struggled and we've needed extra support, and actually having somebody here, we have somebody here full time for that reason, to help players around their mental health. We have referral pathways, we have a system in place, because what we forget is they're people, and that they have backstories and backgrounds and different experiences and different challenges, and also the challenges of being a professional athlete where you are judged every single day based on what you do. And it's in an open forum, it's on a platform on the pitch, and that pressure comes with that. So I'll always acknowledge that. I think it helps that I played at the national level for 18 years. I know the pressures. I also had to work full time pretty much throughout my whole career, so I know different pressures. I've also had struggles in my entire life. So I've come from a place where I've needed support. I will never deny them that. And I think if you look after the whole and you look after the person and you support them, they're going to hopefully perform better for you. And we need to get away from mental health being seen as a problem or an issue. Actually, why do we see mental health any differently than a physical, injury, or something that they're lacking tactically or technically? I always believe the difference between the best and the rest is what goes on up here, and if we can support that, then we hopefully have a better player.
Okay, we're going to wrap up with one last question online. Theo?
Hi, Casey.
Hello.
Just wanted to hello. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
No, I can't complain. I just wanted to ask about, you've got 2 wins now, but they were very, very different wins. And I was wondering if there's any kind of identity development you want on the team, or if, a win's a win.
Obviously, listen, we want to have more control in the game. When you're on the road, sometimes a win is a win, and showing grit and resilience and winning when you're not playing at your best is still important. But yeah, I think in terms of identity, we want to have more attacking opportunities. We want to control the play more. So I'd say our first win is a lot more like our identity and where we want to be than our second win. But you take the points, you build the confidence, you build the momentum, you learn the lessons, and hopefully we'll be better this weekend.
Cheers. Thanks for your time, Casey.
Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, I was really proud of our team for gritting out 3 points on the road. It's always challenging to play in an away stadium, and it was a great challenge for us to be able to do that. So just really proud. It doesn't have to be pretty, but we're excited to come away with 3 points and keep it rolling going into the next game.
Yeah, I think we're super excited for our regular season home opener. Our fans have been amazing during the Challenge Cup, so we're excited for all the energy and excitement, and hope to keep building on the momentum we gained during the Challenge Cup.
Great. If you have questions, please virtually raise your hand. If not, we'll start in person. 2 balls and a mic. Go ahead.
Good morning. I want to go ahead and ask Kelsey. We've noticed that on corner kicks, sometimes you opted to just switch legs last second, sometimes because of the way that the advertisement set up, sometimes because of strategy. Could you take us through that technique that you have? Have you always been able to do that, and is that something that you've relied on for your success in those corner kicks?
Yeah, I mean, from a young age, my parents always told me to work on my right foot just as much as my left, and so I think that really translates to my corner kicks as well. I've always practiced having in-swingers. I just like the delivery of an in-swinger, and I feel like we have a lot of success off of that. So we've been practicing that, and we have some plays, and we're implementing more plays with the in-swinger, and we might throw some out-swingers in there as well, but that's kind of the backstory on it.
And then, obviously coming off the first win, how's the vibe have been at training so far? Obviously, it must feel great to win, but what take us through training this week? How was that like?
Yeah, it's been exciting. I mean, I think we're just so happy that we got our first, well, it wasn't our first, but our second win. And we're just excited on how much growth this team has shown so far, and I think we know we have so much more potential in us. So the vibe has been good, super positive, and I think we're just really hoping for like a good performance and the results. So we're excited for this weekend.
Samantha?
Not sure if you guys had a chance to see any of the clips from the watch party from all the fans coming out, but there were a lot of people out supporting you guys. What does it mean to know that you have all these people behind you?
It means so much to us. I mean, San Diego is a soccer city, and I feel like it was so overdue to get a women's team in the city, and so just to see their love and support, it gives us so much motivation, and it gives us purpose, and we couldn't be more grateful to represent this city, and we're proud to continue to do that, and we want to make them proud.
That was Kelsey.
Jerry?
Having daughters myself who play here in San Diego, what advice would you give to the middle schooler or the high schooler who's looking to play competitively? What did that look like for you when you were playing?
Absolutely. I think the biggest advice I would give is to just enjoy it, just to have fun. And this journey is so crazy. It's going to be a roller coaster of ups and downs and lessons learned, but just to take every moment and enjoy the ride. It goes by so quickly, and so that's probably the biggest advice I would give.
Is there any team this season that you particularly look forward to playing, or anybody that you dread playing coming up?
Me in particular, or just either of us?
You in particular.
I don't have it. I don't know. I'm a rookie, and so I just feel like each game is something new, and they pose different problems. So I'm excited to take it game by game and face the challenges of each individual opponent.
Thank you. I have a question for Kristen as well. In comparing to playing up north for that team up there, how would you describe the team culture, the differences in the two team cultures?
I mean, Seattle did have a really good team culture. I love the team, and I really love and appreciate my years there. But I think what's so different is just everyone's new here, which has just kind of brought this like newfound excitement, and we're all coming together towards a common goal. So it's been really cool to build from day one. And yeah, I mean, we have an incredible group. We're all really tight knit, and we have common goals. So it's been great so far.
I guess the same question regarding the young players. There's so much competitiveness, and what would be the best way for training or any advice you could share with the young players coming up?
I think mine would be similar to Kelsey's. I think from a young age, especially nowadays, like they get so serious and competitive at such a young age, which is great, but I think you also just need to dial back and like look at the bigger picture and enjoy the sport and enjoy the ride, because I think we can take it really, really seriously. And in the grand scheme of things, it's a sport and it should be fun. So.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
You guys briefly, Kristen, for the fans coming out to the game on Saturday, give us something to look for in the first half, how you guys are playing stylistic-wise, strategy-wise. We'll say Wade's doing what they want to do.
I mean, I think we're playing an exciting offensive team, and I think we kind of want to bring that energy from the start and kind of take their game to them. So I think we just want to be super aggressive, get in behind, have some chances on goal, and then just be really solid defensively.
Yeah, in addition to that, I just feel like we have such a unique and special style of soccer at San Diego Wave, and so just using our strengths to our advantage and doing what the game gives us. And so we might have a game plan, but adjusting on the fly is also going to be really crucial to our success, if need be.
And you guys have all mentioned how you guys are getting better. What's the one thing you think from the start of training camp to now that you guys are much better at?
I mean, I think we got our first clean sheet, so I think just building on that is going to be really important. We've given up some kind of silly goals during the Challenge Cup really early on in games, which really kills momentum. So kind of getting through that first 10-minute mark in the games and then building on that defensive confidence, and then hopefully just gutting it out for the whole game.
Yeah. And being an expansion team, you're not going to have chemistry from day one. That takes time. And so just game by game, I think that the fans and everyone can see that chemistry has drastically grown game by game, and we're continuing to grow that, and it's getting stronger for us, and it's helping us win and get results that we want.
Alright, we'll move over to online. Theo, we'll start with you, followed by Tom.
Hey Kelsey, I had a question kind of if you could speak for sort of the rookies in the group. There's a lot of rookies in San Diego, and I was just wondering what the mood is like, seven matches into your career at this point, kind of you and the whole rookie group.
Yeah, as a rookie group, we are super blessed to be playing for the San Diego Wave. We feel so much support, and we're getting a lot of guidance, and I feel personally that I've grown more as a player than I have in a really long time. It's always special to be in a new place, and we just have really great leaders to look up to, so many great players who have taken our hand and really helped us along the way navigate the transition from college to pro. And then our staff, from our coaches to the extended staff, they're absolutely amazing, and they've helped us too. So it's truly a special place to be in, and I think that it's made the transition a lot easier being here as rookies for all of us.
Just zooming out, are you, Naomi, Amira, are you talking to other rookies at other teams? Like, Deanna scored that goal last night, and are you kind of is there a little bit of competition between rookies at every club?
I think the rookies support each other a lot. A lot of us know each other just through the youth national team system and playing each other in college, and so to see other rookies do well and score goals or make an incredible tackle, it's just so empowering for for the sport and for rookies altogether. And although we play on different teams, I'm in full support of them and love to see my friends thrive in the league.
Cheers, Kelsey. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom, you're up, followed by Alicia.
Yes, good morning. Casey Stoney, what have you learned from her, and in what ways is she different from other coaches you've had in your soccer journeys?
She's super detail oriented, which I think is awesome. We do film, and she's just super clear and concise on what she wants. I think personally, being a defender my whole career, obviously I'm in the midfield now, but having like a defensive leader who really harps on those small defensive details that other coaches might not pay attention to has been really awesome. So I think, yeah, just the small defensive details that she points out has been pretty unique.
And Kelsey?
Yeah, I can second exactly what Kristen said, and in addition to that, I just feel like Casey really takes a holistic approach to the person. So on the field, she's super attention to detail oriented, but also she cares about our well-being off the field and how we can excel in all assets of our life so we can be the best version of ourselves when we step on the field, and I really appreciate that from her.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time today. I appreciate it. I wanted to ask about this being the regular season opener, home opener for y'all. Obviously, last week it was huge around the league. What are you expecting from the crowd this weekend? And do you think that that'll help, push you a little bit for the game against Gotham?
I think we're expecting pretty much what we've seen throughout the Challenge Cup, which was just like a lit, super energetic, awesome San Diego crowd. I think most of our, if not all of our games have been sellouts, and the energy has just been amazing. So that really just helps push us, and I think, we're hopefully expecting that same energy on Saturday.
Yeah, Torero Stadium is not a big stadium, but it seems like the crowds are packing in well, and the atmosphere is kind of fueling you guys a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's, there's teams in the league that play in these huge stadiums, which I think is awesome in and of itself. But, when you have a big stadium and you fill maybe a couple rows on one side, but we have a smaller stadium, but it's filled to the brim. So I think, the energy is just really palpable, and we've really enjoyed it so far.
Awesome. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
You.